Yeah, I forgot to start videotaping when I started, but all I did was in 1 pound of Italian sausage, mild, and then a pound of ground beef. Doesn't matter. I mean, if you get a round or chuck, it's gonna give you a lot of grease. Sirloin, it's not gonna stick as normally would because the oils from the sausage. I put my sausage in first because that sausage takes longer to cook. So I'm going to make the sauce from scratch, but I'm not going to let it cook all day. You don't have to, okay? Sure, it's nice, but I tell you what, no one's ever really noticed the big difference in my household. Of course, when I was cooking for 5, and kids didn't care. And it's hella good. You just put your foot in it. Alright, so I'm going to leave that alone so it can develop some color. Let me turn it up just a little bit. So I make it medium high. So I'm going to, and I'm using just Costco brand. So I'm going to use 1 of the organic tomato sauce, 1 of the organic diced tomatoes, and up to 1 of the, I open upside down, works better, of the, oh shit, of the paste. Well, there goes the water and oils off the top of that. Let me just let the rest of that come out. This oil. And the butter knife is to get the paste out of the can. So that's just going to brown. And then, once the sauce is done, and it's, about 7:15. So we're used to eating later because he isn't home till later. Do I have my big pan? I did. Well, it's not big. It's big enough for us. We buy that fresh pasta that's in the refrigerated section because it cooks in 4 or 5 minutes and it's delicious. Don't get the one that's stuffed with sausage. It's really gross. Stay away from the ones that are meats. If they're sausage stuffed or they're chicken stuffed, stay away from them. They're just never good. And they always open, and the meat stuff that comes out is not like meat. It's real foamy and gross. So I'm just getting my mess up. Let me get my screen. Of course, it's the last one hanging. There's no logical way to do it to where one of them's not buried. Of course, I should make this one the one furthest out. Just to keep me from having grease all over my stove top. Let me get my spatula out of there. I have a big heavy duty one, but this one's fine. It barely fits. So I just let that do its thing. So I'll cut in later when I start the water for the pasta. Well, when I'm putting the sauce together, which is simple. Just put all that in, and then I put salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, and then the Italian seasoning. I'm cheating, so I'm doing all the individuals. And then I'll be making these. I like this Rana brand. There's a few different kind of brands, but this stuff, it's fresh. And this is Cheese Lovers Tortellini. You can do this with your leftover chicken or even turkey. And for that, I grab a jar sauce because it's rich, it's good. I buy a couple of different brands. This one I think came from Publix. The Bertolli's really good. But so is the Raos, R-A-O-S. The Raos. And I buy this at Costco. You say it's crazy lids. The Raos. It's so good because it, overall, by the time you buy your parm and your, if you're going to buy like the Parmesan Reggiano or whatever, by the time you do all that, and the milk, and it just, that jar stuff, especially that organic, the better brands are really good. And then I just rinse my jar out with a little milk, or in this case, what's left from that condensed milk that I had using for my cornbread. I saved the rest in a jelly jar. Little jelly jars. I finally quit saving jars because I haven't canned in ages, and I have a canner. And I got the jars and the lids and the whole kit to pick. I got the whole thing, but with my shoulder, I ain't been able to can. I'd like to. I'd really like to. The summer coming. I freeze a lot of stuff. A lot of vegetables you can parboil, and then you can either just drain them good and just freeze them. I use the Food Saver back seal. Or you can lay them in a single sheet if you want on a baking dish. I put down like a parchment or wax paper so it don't stick to the pan. It makes it easier to get them off. Try not to let them touch. They're gonna, with vegetables, they'll come apart. Just don't let them freeze so damn hard that it's iced up. So usually an hour in the freezer. They're stiff and good enough to where go ahead and freeze, back seal them then. And they'll hold up to that back seal, smooshing on. So I'll get me water in here. And I missed that dispenser though, that I got rid of that delivery and went to the reverse osmosis. Plus the fridge has filtered, but that gets more stuff out, the reverse osmosis. So that's frying pretty good. So let's give it a look-see. See color here. A little bit. So much grease in there from that pork. I'm not going to get the sear that I normally would. You can see my initial sear on there. It's fine for sketty. And besides, I'm using non-stick cookware. This is that Blue Diamond. Yeah, it's more black now than... Is this Blue Diamond? Yeah. I love it. It sears like a cast iron, but it ain't as heavy. I used to cook just cast iron, just about everything. And stainless, yeah, the copper clad, but it's too heavy. My daughter used to be with me in the kitchen all the time, and she'd always take things out of the oven, put things in and out, pick up the pans for me, and, you know, help me stand there and stir gravy, and hold the mixer to make 7-minute icing or whatever you're doing. So this is pretty close. But you want to make sure you cook it good. You got that sausage in there. You don't want even a glimmer of pink left in there because that's pork. And we're not going to be cooking this in the sauce for that long. So you make sure it's done. It ain't like you can exactly stick it with a meat thermometer. So I'm just making sure everybody can change positions a little bit and get equal parts in the middle where it's probably the hottest. See how that's still got a little, I thought I saw a little color in there. That's the fond, like where it did brown on my initial sear before all this grease come out of the meat. I'm going to cheat and just take my tongs and some paper towels and get this grease out of here. I ain't about to try to strain it. I'm just going to suck it up with some paper towels. Alright, let's let that sit a bit longer. It's still only about 6 times. So stuff is already sitting out for my sauce. I'm going to put it right, I'm going to put them tomato products right in the meat once I get the grease out. That's why I got a nice big deep pan. So I can just do the sauce right there. And then cook that pasta. And then there'll be leftovers and I'll put them on those glass lunch containers. And he can have it for lunch one day this week. Or I will. I saw there was some lasagna in the freezer. Because I save everything. So, that food saver. Oops. That was the bottom. That lasagna, that's good for lunches or whatever. There's that big old brisket. You gotta cook it. He said he's gonna start in the morning. And then I just gotta babysit it once it gets to be. Well, I'll show you tomorrow. We're cooking on the Traeger. We're making a brisket. He's going to start it in the morning. If he forgets, I'll do it. Ain't a big thing. Nah, ain't a big thing. Let me get these cans open. So that one's ready. And these are pop tops. And I'm not going to drain that liquid off them chopped tomatoes because that's good flavor there. And with all that paste, you're going to need to water it down a little bit. So, get in there. Okay, it's got to be close. My microwave, it sticks out because this he replaced this, and so it sticks out over the stove. It sticks out way over the stove. So, big old, like, stock pot, the real big, tall one for, like, seafood boils or water bathing. Instead of using your pressure cooker, you can water bath a lot of stuff. If it's acidic, you can water bath it. Tomatoes, jellies. You can do as a water bath instead of having to do full-on canning. So I'm going to get the grease out of here. Some are cheap. And use tongs and some paper towel. Yes, I did my damn dishes. A lot of hand washing. Well, because I don't like to put my pots and pans, or like cutting boards, stuff like that. I ain't putting that in the dishwasher. Anyone is taking this paper towel. And I'm just going to get that grease out of there. If there's a little bit left, it ain't gonna kill you. I mean, it's a lot of flavor. But we are getting the lion's share of it. My phone's fogging up. We're getting the lion's share of it. Now, you really want to get it all out. Pick up your pan and tilt it, and it'll all run to one side. But I'm happy with that. I'm good with that. Let me get a hold of this good. Make sure it ain't dripping. And try to get no meat with it. Let me get this to the garbage can. Okay, so I'm just going to dump my stuff in here. Hang on. Okay, I'm done with those. Alright, so I'm just putting my diced tomatoes, my tomato sauce. And this paste, you get that because you want to run it around the edges like that, and then you can get it right out. Look. Get that paste out of there real good. I'm going to leave that can there in case this is too thick. I can put some water in that can and get in. That way it's not just plain old water. I'm just mixing this in, so it just mix it. It's thick right now. It'll thin out. That's liquid from that those diced tomatoes. I like having them pieces of tomatoes in there. Just makes it more hearty. I do look out for any green spots because they'll put that top piece from the right up there, the core will be in there. I don't want that core because that core is tough. But you can see it. It's usually got a little bit of green on it. I think I might need another can of just sauce. Because I have lots of leftovers. I'll set some aside for his lunch, and then I'll freeze the rest. And then it's just a quick dinner. Just throw that in the fridge, let it thaw out. Or the day of, you can set it out. You can even take it and stick it in some water. As I'll freeze it in one of those glass. See, I've been getting away from those plastic containers and doing the glass. It's so nice. I really like it. And they're very affordable. And with a dishwasher, I'm breaking up some of them hunks of tomatoes. Look, is that skin I see? Nope. I'm just looking for any cores, anything big I don't want in there. I don't see nothing. Oh, I got the hiccups. I forgot to show y'all my locket I got from Doug today. It's amazing. Expensive, but well worth it. I'm going to turn that heat down. I do need more sauce, I do believe. Bigfoot, There ain't nothing down there, sugar. There ain't a thing down there. You nut. Me and dropping knives at my feet. Well, you in the sink now. I mean, rinse these cans out. The recycling bin's slapped full of cardboard boxes. So they ain't going in there. And I ain't keeping them in the house for another week. Because they'll, no. Or even outside. No. We got all kind of animals and bugs and shit in Florida. See, that's loosened up. I don't think I need any more sauce, especially going over those tortellinis. Because those tortellinis they have a lot of moisture in them. It don't matter how much you drain them things out. I just scoop them out, drain them in my holy spoon. My holy spoon. I'm going to throw seasoning in here. I don't need this. My nose has been running all afternoon. I ain't nothing there. It just feels like it's running. Let me hit this with seasoning. Nothing fancy. Where am I? Here I am. I'm just doing pepper. If you want to, you can put a little bit of red pepper flakes in this. Just a tiny bit. It's pretty good. I didn't find I found my cayenne, but I didn't find the pepper flakes. I need to buy a big thing. I love Spice Island stuff. So that's probably about, can't need my screen. That's probably about a couple teaspoons of that. That's a lot of sauce though. Since I didn't chop onions, I'm going to put about 2 teaspoons of onion powder in there. And then I'm going to put a shitload of garlic. I already seasoned the meat, so I'm only putting about 3 teaspoons of garlic in there. So not too much. Now, I really love basil, so that basil is stuck in my lazy Susan. Oh, that's parsley flakes. That's at the end. I love basil, so I buy extra basil. I buy the Publix brand, it's fine. I put a good, probably 2 teaspoons in there. I love sweet basil. It really is so good. Let me just mix that in. And you know what's missing, don't you? A little bit of sugar, not much. That's about a teaspoon. That's going to cut that acidity, and it's going to make it taste like it's cooked a long time. So you want to mix some seasonings, and they're good. Because you don't want one bite that's real spicy, and the rest of it bland. So make sure you stir it. Which we'll stir it several more times. It ain't going to stick in this pan anyway, but we're going to stir it just because it's here. It's a pot on the stove. We're going to stir it. It's only a 10 till 7. So I'll let this cook for about 20 minutes. I'll simmer it. Yeah, but that diced tomato, that juice in there was plenty to thin out that paste. That's how much that's loosened up. Yeah, because more of that liquid's cooked out of them tomatoes. I like using, see how nice they are having them pieces of tomato in there. It just makes it richer, heartier, and it's easy. One of each. A sauce, a diced, or crushed. I'll buy them big old cans of crushed if I'm doing like a big lasagna or a big pot. Because sometimes I'll make a crazy big pot and then just put it up. I'll freeze just the sauce. You can freeze it by putting your wax paper inside your container, freezing it, and then pop it out. That one I do need to use plastic for. You can pop it out, then it goes right in one of them food saver bags, and then just vac seal it and just mark it with your date and that what it is. What it is. So I feel pretty good. I have mixed those seasonings all over the place. You notice I didn't put no salt in it. I ain't going to, not with those spices and with that pasta, with its, you know, the cheeses, and their cheese is salty. That's how it's made. It's salty. So I ain't gonna start that water. Oh, what I was saying about the water on the tanks, it had a hot water and it was boil. I mean, eat with it. You could just put it straight in the cup and make tea. It was like, it'll hurt you kind of hot. So we're gonna put the screen back on here to avoid plop, plop, plopping all over the place. I'm gonna leave this at medium low, and it's just gonna simmer. I mean, you can't even see it much. It will, as it sits here, it's gonna start going poop, poop, poop. It'll pop up through. Right now, it's just at the edges. If you see it just barely bubbling, doing that plop, plop, plop thing. So get you a screen. If you ain't got a screen, a couple paper towels. Just make sure you got enough or it ain't gonna sink down in there. So you need 2 paper towels so it lays completely over the top. Otherwise, you have a mess. I'm gonna get my water just so it can not be so cold. I don't want to use that. It takes forever to run. So I'll use this cold water, but it'll sit in that pot. It'll take it a while to boil. So we'll let it cool off. But it's going to take me a minute to get water. All right, that should be close. It should be close enough. Let's just see, shall we? That's good. That's good. It'll work. I'm going to turn that on only because this water is icy cold. It's going to take a good minute to boil. Especially because this burner, it's small and large. But if you do the large one, all that heat's around the outside, the edge of the pan where it ain't touching. And, yeah, not good. But I will put, this lid looks crazy because it's my French fry grease lid, but it's fine. I'm going to put that lid on. That water comes to faster. And that's it. We ain't doing nothing for a while. So I'll have to move this into editor because I ain't going to stand here with y'all and wait for this. No, I need something to set this on. It's not what it's for, but it works. I tried it. It works. I'll show you what I mean about the plop, plop. Because, oh, so it's just simmering. I can't resist. I'm going to start again. That sounds a bit hot, don't it? Yeah. So we're going to turn it truly to low. And just let it simmer. Literally, barely simmer. Because you can hear it like sizzling. Yeah, there's some grease in it, but that's okay. Ain't gonna hurt a thing. I mean, you do need cholesterol, especially as you get older. Did you know your brain sits in cholesterol? So I swear they do so much to make us try to have freaking dementia. Between aluminum and your sodas to then microplastics, if you go plastic. I don't drink soda at all, but my husband does. I told my dad, I said, what's your choice? You want Alzheimer's from the aluminum or microplastics? Because I'm not good with the microplastics. I already have them and I can reseal the bottles. We all have it, all in our systems. So, that's the way that goes. That's the way it goes. I'm going to leave that alone. That's going to take a good while to come to a... So, I'm going to end it, and I'll come back later, which is just really bring the water to boil, add your salt, a little bit of oil, and these particular pasta you do. Not all pasta wants that oil, okay? Not all pasta wants that oil. Yes, this is after my sale. Of course, I went to Dandy's. I didn't buy nothing there. But then I went to Jen's Gyms and spent money. What else is new? So I'm going to do, let's see if it says 4 or 5 minutes on this one. Usually says right on the front of the bag. Look how fast on this one. It's 3 minutes because it's fresh pasta. It's fresh pasta. It's not frozen or nothing. And it lasts a long time. The dates on these are like a long time. And there's no preservatives, no genetically modified ingredients. It's GMO. They're real nice. They're very nice. So all I'm going to do is once that water's boiling, it's just salt and oil and dump that in there and cook it for 3 minutes. Take it out and serve it with the sauce over it. And a little bit of parm. I think I had parm. I know I got mozzarella. What is it? Yeah, I have a little bit. I have some parm left. I used to buy that. I still have a big block in here. I ain't never shredded. But I used to buy them big blocks at Costco, and then with my KitchenAid mixer, I had the shredder and slicer and peeler and all that shit. And I would shred it all. But I was cooking for 5 people, so I was making big dishes, you know, big bakes, stuff like that. But with just me and Mike, I don't need that much cheese. And yes, you can freeze it, but it's only good for like baking. It's not good for like fresh. So don't buy that green can of Parmesan cheese. That's mostly sawdust. I'm not joking. It's not a conspiracy theory. My apron came untied. Yeah, baker's gonna bake. My other one says, this shit's gonna be good, or this shit's gonna be delicious. And the other one says, your opinion wasn't on the recipe or something like that. I got them off of Etsy. She's got all kind of cute designs. So, yeah, this is gonna take forever. I bet I can still put my finger in here. Oh, you know what? It's like lukewarm. So I'm gonna turn that water down because I don't want it boiling yet. I'm gonna put it on medium, and that way when I'm ready to eat, which won't be till in about 20 minutes. So I'm gonna end this, and I'll just have to edit it together. But that's homemade spaghetti sauce with Italian sausage and ground beef. No chopping, nothing. We used powdered. We used all powdered seasonings. We used organic cans of sauce, diced, and paste. But again, you can use some crushed tomatoes. They sell them big old cans. So you could double this, just bigger pots. Double it, and you can buy them big, the largest size cans. I probably still got one of crushed tomatoes. Those were good. But I buy the cases of these things. Case of these things. So they're just, it's, you know, I do that with like peas, the paste, that stuff. The beans, for baked beans with these big old ones. And they ain't organic and shit, but it's fine. I mean, I grew up out there picking. I did that with my, because this lasts for years, this condensed milk. Because milk, so it's just for baking and sauces, so, and that lasts for years. So, I'm going to go sit down. My back is killing me. I don't know what possessed me to throw my head back the way I did. It's settled in, like, right where it's always bad, like, right above and below my bra line. That's why I have such a hard time wearing a bra. I bought a couple Pumas today, but we'll see. Maybe he could help me put some lidocaine patches underneath and put the bra thing over them. I don't care if they're discolored. I bought them at Costco. They was cheap. Figured I'd try them. For that price, what the hell, right? Alright, I'm going to go sit and just relax a little bit. Come back down here in about 20 minutes. Turn that water up. And we'll go from there. Be back soon. I'm back. That water was amazingly hot. So I just turned it on high and put the lid back on. It'll boil quick with the lid on. So, stir. I did stir it once. So it's 7:17 right now. We'll be eating by 7:30. I know it's thick, but on top of these type of pasta, it's good. So if you're doing this for like sketties, this is good for lasagna too. It's nice and thick. Unless you're using those no-bake noodles. Those no-bake noodles suck up your sauce real bad. You gotta put lots of sauce in those no-bake, or no boil, or they will just turn out dry because it sucks up your sauce. So you could put another can of sauce in here. Maybe half. I'd start with half, stir it, see how it goes. You can always dump in that other half. What you don't use, stick it in a jelly jar or whatever you got, and just stick it in the fridge. Just add it to your, just add it to your next meatloaf instead of ketchup, or make barbecue. Use it for something. Waste not, want not. So I want this water to boil. I'm just gonna salt it and oil it. Dump these bad boys in there. Might as well get my cheese because it goes quick. It's just 3 minutes. That's it. You know it's really good in meatloaf? And I don't use half pork, half ground beef. I just use ground beef. I don't like the taste. I know it's supposed to be that way. Anyway, I don't use ketchup at all. I use this Mateo's. It's a gourmet salsa. Oh my God. It makes the best meatloaf. And I use it too. I don't put that much in the meatloaf. A tiny bit 'cause it's so watery. But for the sauce, damn, that don't want to fit. I just took you out of here. I'm going to drop that thing. What is in the way? That big old giant jar of mayonnaise. I'm ready for my next potato salad, right? I'm going to move that. Actually, those should be up there because this is glass. That way, because it's so heavy. If this thing fails, I've had those side I've had one fail and fall on the damn floor. And it was a jar of mayonnaise, and it was an old glass jar. And it was clean up. Why'd I see? That's how fast that was. So, putting this stuff over here. That's good. I'm going to turn that sauce off. I'm just going to salt and oil this. I need 2 hands because I'm going to have to mill. I'm using a very, very light olive oil. Very, very light olive oil. So, see how clear that is? Just a little bit. You don't want much. And let's just open up these. I'm going to get my salt in there. Because that's going to give it some flavor. Otherwise your pasta might be kind of boring. Okay, let me add that parsley in the sauce. Just add that parsley last, not too much. And there's a stem. I don't put too much because parsley can have a very antiseptic taste. Because that's technically what it is. I'm making a cooking video, honey.
What?
I'm making a cooking video. So, oh no, well, you're in box. They look like shorts. I wouldn't parade around too much, though, in front of the camera. It ain't going to be on long, but this is ready to rock and roll.
Feed the dog.
Huh?
Feed the dog.
I know you feed the dog. I appreciate it, babe. I'm feeding us. Alright, I want this to come back to boil quick, so I'm putting the lid on. Once it gets to boiling good, I'll take that. You know, I gave away all my wooden utensils, and I need one to put over boiling stuff. So I have, like, where's my longer one? Like this is what I stick over there. Because a wooden spoon over the top of your pot will keep it from boiling over. It disrupts those bubbles. It was on America's Test Kitchen. They explained the science of it. I have a longer one of these. It's for chocolate making, which I don't think I've ever done. But my daughter-in-law knows I bake a lot, so she bought it for me. It barely fits, and it's popped to the side. It still works. So those are boiling good. So I'm going to put my timer for 2 minutes and like 40 seconds because it's already been boiling. You don't want to overcook these. That's the problem. You know, I can't believe I threw away that that I had. It was part of my wok, that wire. No, I didn't. That would work so much better for... Oh, it's giant. Never mind. It's huge. I'll just have to use a big slotted spoon. Who's got the bigger holes? Has more of a ledge to sit on. I'm just going to move these around a little bit. Stir them per se, but just make them move a little bit. Ah! There, turn over. Because they can get, see how they get like a, just flip them over. That's that cheese inside. If you cook them too long or mess with them like I'm doing too much, you're going to bust them. See, it it don't want to turn over, so that's just that. Okay, I'm gonna leave those alone. It's only 25 seconds left, so it ain't long. Alright, because it's trying to boil over, and it's about done. It's getting foamy, and it's 16 seconds left. It's quick. I'm just gonna put this, because if I dip it straight onto the plate, it's gonna be too much liquid in there, so. I like to use these. These are those old Buffalo diner plates. I've sold so many of those on eBay. People love them. They pay a shit ton of money for those things. I love them for pastas and for breakfast skillets. It's perfect. Makes you think blue light, blue plate, right? Blue plate. Let me turn the timer off. Let me get these out of here. Hang on. Just gonna get the water off, most of the water off of them. Put them in there. Boop. So I'm done. Those are nice, huh? That's me hitting the stove with a little bit of water as I'm coming over here, if you're wondering what's sizzling. If your sauce was still thick, you could take a spoon and add some of that. It helps a lot of flavor in that sauce too. Alright, so there ain't much water coming off of there, so that's good. Alright, see you. Daddy already fed you. I don't know what the hell you're doing. Why did I put that? Oh, did I put that spoon in the sink like a psycho? Yes. Rinse it off. Because I need it. Actually, I can just dump those. So this is his. So I'm going to like 10. So what's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, fine. I'll give him a dozen. Let me get that centered. I want it centered on the plate. It's gotta be perfect. Appetite is a big part of it. Your eyeballs. That don't look like a lot, but it's so filling. Let's go tote this over here. I didn't put my seasonings away, so I ain't got room to set this down because bad, messy chef. Messy chef. Get all this out of the way. I'm just gonna use my salt matter. Give it a stir. You hear him? He's already starting, and we ain't even have our supper yet. I know it's really thick. It's more like a manwich, but trust me, it works out good for this type of pasta. If I was doing sketties or like pente or something, I'd put that other jar of sauce in here. Or at least a half, can, or at least half. So I'm putting a good amount of sauce. And then let's get our cheese, please. And that's going to be all she wrote. But you'll see. It's a beautiful thing. Am I looking at my plate? No, I'm too low. I'm too high, I mean. I'm not too high. And good amount of Parmesan. And let's get his fork. And bon appetit. Delicious stuff. So that's going to really thin out with that pasta once he starts pressing that pasta open. It's good, trust me, it's good. Alright, I'm going to serve him. So I make his plate. I grew up making my daddy's plate, making my brother's plates. Just the way it is. Alright, that's all, y'all. It's really delicious. I don't need to do a taste and see. I've had this a million times. It's a quick and easy meal. Didn't take no time at all. It was easy. Right? Couldn't be easier. But see, it's thick. So if you're going to do this for spaghetti or pente or whatever, put another jar of sauce. It's going to stretch it too. It's going to go a lot further because you got 2 pounds of meat in there. This is because it's the type of pasta it is, and because we're spoiled and we like a big old thick meat sauce. Alright, love you guys. See you soon. Bye. Forgot. I only eat about 6 or 7 of those things. they're so filling in that meat. So that leaves 8 of these. That's perfect for his lunch, okay? So his glass container here. Get spread out, little guys. There you go. And I love these glass containers. And they fit in his lunchbox. And I'll take that Parmesan and take it in a little pan wrap and just twist it with a bread tie or whatever. And I've got to get that sauce off the lip so it feels properly. Alright, there we go. So that's it. Maybe a little tad more meat. I'm going to cover the noodles completely so they don't get dry. Alright, so I need to do the survey thing. I love these. I love these. And because it's hot, it's going to seal like crazy. He'll have a fit getting it open, but he's strong, so he'll be able to. See, it's already steaming up. I'm going to put this right in the fridge. And let me move stuff around. I got chicken fillets in here. And there's a salad for his lunch. It ain't going to fit. It'll go up here. Why he bite these little cubanitos? We're going to be gone. He's going to be at work. He better take some for lunch. They ain't going to fit in here. I'm going to have to move things around. Like this butter. Where can you go? Alright, these sweet peas. They've been in here too long. I ain't going to eat them. I open a can of sweet peas and I'll eat them with my leftovers for lunch. Anyway, I have a hot thing in here. Hang that thing. Because that's going to be hot on there. And then I can put these cubanitos here. Oops. And the butter now will fit there. Everybody's in. My fridge gets so full. But it empties out. It's a cycle. Alright, that's it. I'm going to fix my plate. And I'm going to eat. I've already served him. He's already eaten. As you know, he fed the dog. So I'm going to make my plate. But I don't eat much, y'all. I'll be full. And we had a big old brunch when we got back from Costco. So we had, you know, eggs and sausage and hash browns and toast. So it was a lot. It was a lot. So let me get my cheese. And I'm good. I still got a little bit of cheese. It's good on certain vegetables when you put a little Parmesan. It really makes them tasty. Okay, that's it. I'm going to go eat. So, bon appetit. Yeah, and this is left. I'll freeze this. And it ain't enough for like a supper. But that would be plenty for a lunch, right? Or mix this into, if I was making, say I was making burritos. I could take this and add the fajita seasonings and different stuff to it, right? And turn it into like tacos. I'll use it for something. I reuse every stuff. I freeze stuff. I reuse just about every damn thing. And like that chicken that was behind where I just put that his lunch. I'll feed that to the dog. The dog gets a lot of chicken. We were talking about that because they sell that fresh food. And it's about the same as the cans because we have to buy Blue Buffalo because he doesn't do carbs well. And I told him I'll wait to send them whole little, because once a year they have to cull the pullets. The pullets are the chickens that lay. But commercially, 3 years old, that's pretty much, they really reduce the laying. So they go in and they slaughter them all. And those little bitty chickens you get, used to be like $1.19 a pound. Now they're probably like $2.19 or $2.50 a pound. But still, I can throw a couple of them chickens in the pressure cooker, pull them off the bone, throw it in a container in the fridge, and that's dog food for the week. So, he gets a lot of leftovers meats. It's like that chicken, I'll take it off the bone and give it to him. Nothing goes to waste. Alright, I'll see you guys a day during this week. I don't know what day I'll be back. And then for sure Friday night. Love you guys. Bye.